responsibility. It is not about Kenya Kwanza. Honorable Chair, it's not about Azimio. It is Honorable Franklin Mithika Linturi versus the Republic of Kenyan farmers and diaspora. I did indicate I come from a border town. Ugandans buy things from Kenya. Kenyans buy things from Uganda. My good sister would know this. Mahayo, the Iron Lady, would understand this. The Ugandans came and bought fertilizer from Kenya, subsidized. What should they do? What should they do? I looked at the document submitted by my good friend Mithika Linturi, and it's nothing more than a love letter from a jilted lover. That these are grievous matters of national importance to be reduced to love matters. Ukiacho hachika. Hachika. It is indeed unfair to keep dragging the good lady, my sister, Marianne, into these matters. She has a right kukukata, kukukubali, allow her to proceed on with her life. And I'm sure the Kenyan ladies are taking offense of this, including the Honorable Chair, that it should be unfair that your private matters should keep coming up anytime serious matters are raised. The good lady should be left in peace because she has a life, she has a family, she has children, and she needs to move on. We shall speak. This is a select committee. We shall say that which we want to say and that which we think is important in this committee. I did indicate yesterday that very many people approached me to drop this motion. I refused. And in fact, I told one of them, I'm different from the Honorable Mithika Linturi. It should be understood, Honorable Chair, that the Honorable Mithika Linturi started a process such as this. This was going to be the second one in the new constitutional order. Had he been serious, he went ahead, he collected signatures, it was put on the order paper, his motion. What did he do? He went to Naivasha, was given money and love.
Yeah.
That indeed it is a demonstration.
Yeah, I have a point of order. We've made it very clear that any statements made by a witness, a sponsor, or a respondent must be substantiated. Allegations have been made about going to Naivasha, money being exchanged, and unfortunately we do not have any substitution on that. Let's not use this opportunity to malign one another. I think we should observe equal and we must be well attached.
Honorable Chair, it is indeed in public. It is indeed in National Assembly records that a motion to impeach one Anne Waiguru appeared on the order paper. It is indeed in records of the courts. In the divorce case of the Honorable Franklin Mithika Linturi and Aldai Member of Parliament, Mariam Keitani, as to where the member...
Honorable Wamboka, I think you should limit yourself to the subject.
Well guided, Chair. But Madam Chair, I'm a serious Kenyan. I had to do this, and I have done this. Those who don't know, I'm defined by Yaya, Bala, Banyangali, and Batachoni clans. That definition, those sub-tribes cannot allow me to be bought. Cannot allow me to be subverted. That is why we are here. It's because I'm serious, and I will die for the farmers of Kenya. The Honorable Minister has dragging me in dragging strangers in the name of my alleged affairs, which cannot negate the fact that innocent Kenyans are suffering. I would want to understand, by you saying that so-and-so is Jack's wife, is the Honorable Member's wife, how does that relate to the suffering of Kenyans? How does that relate? And if indeed Honorable Chair of Justice Committee is fair, is only seeing one side when we speak, why should the minister bring no, I'm reacting. It is in his submissions.
I don't want this committee to be turned, this investigation to be turned into love affair investigation. Please limit yourself to your motion.
Yes, Honorable Chair, but it must be noted and be on record that in his submissions.
Yeah, point of order by Honorable Rachel, Dr.
The Chair did not intend to interfere with statements that the Honorable Mboka is making, but I would like to raise a matter on Standing Order 77 concerning the language that we use. And 77 says, all proceedings in the House shall be conducted in Kiswahili, English, or in Kenyan Sign Language. Twice, Honorable Chair, the Honorable Mboka has mentioned words in a language that we did not understand, and I thought that he was going to translate so that we can understand. This may make us miss some of the information that you would like to tell us. So is it in order for him to use that language, which I'm not able to tell which language it is, because we are not able to understand that particular portion?
I'm sorry, Madam Chair. What I meant is I would wish that my ears become my sitting apparatus so that I cannot hear all this. That's what I meant. But well guided. Madam Chair, I've got one wife, which is public knowledge. This is not a forum to bequeath me with imaginary wives. And in any case, does it matter? I'm on this Honorable Chair because he brought it. If you look at his submissions, it's there.
Point of order, Chair. Point of order by Honorable J.
I believe it is very important that if you make a ruling, the Honorable Member understands that you are directing him on what to confine himself on. And Honorable Chair, if someone disregards that ruling, then you should be able to also call them out of order.
Well guided. Well guided. Well guided. But just to note, this is not a divorce case. Madam Chair, we are discussing the conduct of Honorable Mithika Linturi, that we want him removed from the office. Out of this world, I was just imagining, when he was being interrogated to the minister, he said he has in excess of 30 cases in court. We have Kenyans, members of parliament. Why him? Why him? Why him? We are speaking. We have a saying in New Land. The hyena told the stone. You remember the case of J.M. Karuki when they were investigating his death. Mwangale told his house. It's a house of records. alwa hasira wauji dahayena to you've heard the cries of the Kenyan people. Thank you, Madam Chair. Now call my lawyer, the Honorable Dr. Khaminwa, to give the balance in my minutes. Asanteni sana, Mungu ambariki.
Honorable members of Select Committee, I feel really privileged to appear before you. It is a great honor.
Point of order by Honorable Moses.
When you were speaking from there, we were having difficulties to hear you. But again, it's there, we are still experiencing the same.
Okay, I'll speak loudly. I'm sorry. Your ears may be like mine. I'll try to speak loudly. Honorable select members, it's a great privilege to me to appear before you, particularly at my age. Last time I appeared in this matter of this kind was when we were handling Judicial Commission of Inquiry into Golden Bag. This was set up by the then President, Mike Kibaki, and I had the honor and the privilege of being the lead counsel in that particular case. I thank the Honorable Member Wanani Wamboka for nominating me to appear for him in this matter. The matter you have before you is in some respects very substantially similar to the matter we had in Golden Park. Honorable members of the Select Committee, we have always had a problem in this country since we got independence. And the problem is of what I term, and some academicians term, portfolio corruption. Individuals who have been given portfolios and they are corrupt. The word corrupt here does not necessarily mean one taking money, but one not being responsible in his job or the job that he has been given by the president or by the state. This is the case we have in this before you today. What is important to look at is perception. Perception is important. Strictly speaking, in this case, one does not have to need evidence at all. It is a case that can be determined on perception. Honorable Linturi was given a high office of being Minister for Agriculture. If I may say so, this is perhaps the most powerful ministry in the government, which is supposed to take care of issues of poverty that we have in the country. He was responsible. He cannot turn around and say that I was not. He was responsible. And what I want to say to you, honorable members of Select Committee, you must not try to determine this case on the technicalities. If you do so, you will be letting down Kenyans. I appear in the courts. Courts have got their own limitations. They have to go strictly by the law of evidence. Fortunately, before you, the law of evidence is not be all. Your quasi-judicial organ And you are expected to look at this matter in a much broader manner than courts would do. Courts are technical, but you are not. You can decide to go a little bit. If not, look at the whole thing and see that is so and so guilty according to perception. And that's why Wanana Wamboki, the one who was instructing me, brought this matter before you as the representatives of the people to look at the matter very, very broadly. There is a concept prevailing in academic circles or in books and so on called state capture. This country is under state capture because of corruption. And the corruption can only be minimized, can only be swept under the carpet if Parliament rises to the occasion. Courts may make a contribution, but they are controlled by technicalities, the law of evidence. This noble house is not controlled by technicalities at all. Let us go by perception. Let us look at the matter in this very broad manner and find out whether we can get a solution for the country. As politicians sometimes say, let us find out what Mama Mboga would say about this. And indeed, if you go and carry out a census to find out what Mama Mboga would say, Mama Mboga would say, Honorable Linturi should have resigned long time ago as a matter of principle. He should not continue to be a minister in charge of agriculture at all. I argue very respectfully, let us move on with those few remarks. Let us move on as quickly as possible and go back to do some work. If I may borrow the words that my client has used. Mr. Linturi, you would have done us great honor by resigning. You would have set a big precedent, and you would have gone down in history as a big man. Thank you. I have my senior assistant, Lady Asha, who would like to say a few words. Please allow her to say something. Thank you.
We allow her because you still have some time.
Yeah, thank you very much. Again, may I say you have been very kind to me. I thank you sincerely.
Thank you, members of this honorable committee, colleagues, and mine is to say that today is an important day in this country. This committee will set a precedence for this nation. This committee, honorable committee, will set a precedence in this country. The matter before us is not about the CS individually, but it's a collective issue that touches each and every Kenyan. The minister, as per even his documents, has mandate before the law, and one of the functions of the CS, just to highlight, is to appoint board members of public institutions. It is important throughout this hearing we will also highlight how that was not done despite it being his mandate. As we continue with the hearing, you will realize from the bundle of documents that there is a Fertilizer and Foodstuff Act that is Cap 345. The minister has duties directly to appoint a board. Honorable members, I request that we look at this matter holistically and we do not tie down this matter to a witch hunt as has been alleged. The minister was responsible to appoint the board. The board, as you can see, we will tabulate that as per the Act, is subsidized fertilizer. The minute the CS did not do that mandate that Kenyans, their constitution and acts of parliament gave to him. He actually saved Kenya. He actually put Kenyans in the situation we are in. It is important to note that as a result of that, there are various violations that arose from that act that he did not commit. Mine is to request this honorable committee to look at the matters before you in a holistic manner. Remember, there are Kenyans who are affected by this. This is a matter of national interest, and I thank the committee because there are rulings also from the previous Speaker Marende on issues on public interest matters in terms of technicalities. Again, I would request that we not only limit ourselves to looking at things that do not touch the subject matter of fake fertilizer, because that is the reason we are basically here. It's not that the mover of the motion woke up one morning and said, I want to impeach the Honorable Mithika Linturi. The basis of this is that as a public interest matter, there are Kenyans out there who have the fake fertilizer, and it is in public knowledge. So today before you, we want to stipulate what the CS has done in regards to the issue of fake fertilizer and stipulate the gross misconduct, because we are guided by the Constitution. So I humbly request that this honorable committee does not look at it from one angle. The issue here, let's not have diversion in terms of the nitty-gritty, but more importantly, let us highlight the issue of fake fertilizer that makes a great impact to this nation, because it affects the socio-economic rights, which is also an inherent right in the Constitution of Kenya. There are farmers out there who have not been able to have their produce, who have not been able to plant, and that had ripple effect not only to the farmer and the family, but to the economy and food security. So I would wish the committee to consider this thing holistically and look at the aspects that it touches. It's not about a witch hunt, about the CS. As Kenyans, we want to come to the bottom of this, because food security is important to all of us. If there is food shortage, it affects all of us. Therefore, I request humbly and with humility that the committee gives us the time, just like they will give the Honorable Mithika Linturi time, to be able to table issues that touch the issue of fake fertilizer and the omission of the CS from his duties that resulted to what we are facing as a country. Thank you very much, honorable members.
Thank you.
My lady, I wholly adopt what my able-learned friend, Lady Asha, has said to you. And I reiterate very politely and very respectfully, let Honorable Linturi, Cabinet Secretary, go. He is not fit to continue to be in office.
Thank you, Senior Counsel. Honorable Wamboka.
Yeah, I was still asking 11 minutes.
Okay.
Honorable Chair, one of the key, a minister must be trusted because he represents government. What a minister sees, look at her being asked. We apologize. Chair, a minister holds that office in trust. A minister must be trusted. A minister has a duty to give the right information to Kenyans. As we will be demonstrating, this minister, my good friend, the Honorable Mithika Linturi, on this case of fertilizer, he gave the Kenyan public information over the same subject, 4 versions. Initially, there was no fertilizer. there is no fake fertilizer. Initially, there's only 3,000 bad fertilizer in the market.